Hello once again, Indie Faithful. It's Roguehearts here with you today with a review of Aeon Drive, a speed-running action platformer from developer 2 Awesome Studio. Set in the cyberpunk-style world of Neo Barcelona, you take on the role of Jacqueline, or Jack for short, a space ranger desperate to get home after crash landing her spaceship in this aforementioned city. Making use of several tools at her disposal that include a sword, a unique teleportation dagger, and the power to control time itself, you will help Jack to slash, dash, jump, teleport, and speed her way through 10 unique levels, each with 10 unique stages for a total of 100 locations. There are many elements that make this title unique. Firstly, there is the timed element of each stage. You begin each stage with a timer counting down, so speed is encouraged right from the get-go. Failing to finish the stage before the clock expires will result in your very unfortunate end. Luckily, throughout the stage you can collect canister-shaped drive cores that you can then expend to add seconds to the timer and help you to reach the end before the clock, and thus your life expires. This adds an exciting and strategic element to the urgency of the challenge, and I often found myself getting rescued just in the nick of time by this ability. The second unique element that will make speeding through these levels easier is the incorporation of the teleportation dagger. Tossing it against a wall will allow you to then teleport towards the dagger, making passing through a flaming barrier or bailing you out of an unfortunate fall both seamless and effortless. Alongside your sword, this dagger can also be used to take out enemies, mostly who come in the form of robotic machines or turrets. It's a fun tool to make use of, and I thought it was inventive how the developers implemented it into the gameplay. That said, I did find it frustrating to use on occasion as well. I would toss my dagger inadvertently at times and find myself teleporting to a location that I most definitely did not intend to be. As you can probably surmise, this typically did not end well for me. It was a minor annoyance that could quickly build into a major one, but also not one I see all gamers encountering. I'm sure had I taken the time to better hone my skills, it would have been less of an issue, but it's still something to be mindful of for those new to the game. Graphically, the game makes great use of its futuristic dystopian setting to build a living, breathing neon world based upon its real-world counterpart of Barcelona, Spain, the home of the game's developers. Each level offers a unique color palette and background setting, but I did find them all to be kind of a bit samey if I'm being honest. While I found the backgrounds to be colorful and interesting, the stages and platforms themselves were a bit underwhelming and dull looking. The same goes for the enemy design, which I found to be a bit uninspired and boring. I did however like the design of the main character and the palette swapped color designs that the player can choose from when selecting her. On the whole, I found it to be a pretty mixed bag from a graphical standpoint, with some good ideas that were marred by redundancy and lack of uniqueness. The same can be said for the soundtrack. I certainly thought the synth-inspired music and robotic and sci-fi inspired sound effects were sufficient for the world the developers created, but there just wasn't a whole lot here that jumped out or made me take notice. I thought at times that it failed to match the franticness of the gameplay as well, so there was a bit of a missed opportunity here to add to the immersion factor. It was about what I expected from a game set in this type of environment, which again isn't necessarily bad, but certainly isn't unique either. These critiques aside, there was still a lot of fun to be had here with this game. Its unique gameplay elements are enough to separate it from the pack, and the level design and addictive nature of the gameplay gives plenty of replay value. While I didn't get a chance to test it, there is also a co-op feature that lets you make your way through each level with other players, both locally or online, and I can see that being both chaotic and fun after having tested out the single-player mode. A unique scoring system and online leaderboards also help to compare your speedrunning skills to other Aeon Drive fans across the world. It's both humbling and interesting to see how quickly other players can complete these stages compared to you. The game also includes Discord integration and a streaming mode to share your speedy traversals with the world. It's a different and feature-rich game, but more than anything, it's fun, and that's really the best you can say about a game like this. It certainly has its faults, but in this reviewer's humble opinion, the originality of the gameplay makes up for the lack of originality in other areas. It might not be a game you'll spend endless hours with, but however long you spend playing it will be time well spent, and I can bet you'll find something to like here. This particular Aeon is at least worth a test drive. Let us now take a moment to thank the Herculean indie warriors who helped to lift this channel atop their shoulders for all to see. Mitchell Hall, Bunny, Kevalo, Bill Tikaz, Christian Cruz, Chris Jackson, Nathan Moore, Peach, Adriana Amato, CJR, PSC, C Coil, Skeptism, Jen Rose, Jesse, CPM, Julian Kalbus, JRS8. Thank you all kindly for the motivation to continue serving your gaming needs. For ways that you can support the channel, please feel free to check out the description box below, and most of all, keep watching and enjoying all the great content. See you next time.